Good evening and welcome to the Foot Family Field here at St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Overland Park. Tonight's Hy-Vee High School game of the week, our first Kansas game for 2023. Week 2 EKL action as Blue Valley Northwest takes on St. Thomas Aquinas. Hi everybody, Kevin Wyke along with Mark Borichter. Our sideline reporter will be Bethany Bowman. Well, we know the EKL is tough, Mark. All these teams think they can win a state championship, let alone win this league, but what about these two teams tonight?
Well, there's no love lost between these two teams. There's no love lost between most of the teams in the EKL. The difference is most of these teams in the EKL are all in different divisions, right? So there is an opportunity for them to win state championships, but when you look at both of these two teams, have had a lot of success in the past, have won state championships. It's week 2. This should be a really good one here tonight.
Time now for the Hy-Vee player profile. This guy had a big game on special teams and receiving. Trevor Garlington of Northwest.
Well, Trevor Garlington of Northwest had 139 receiving yards in week 1, Kevin, with a touchdown. But it was the 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown that was the huge play for Blue Valley Northwest a week ago.
And then an injury in the backfield for St. Thomas Aquinas. Other guys got to step up like LZ Slaughter.
Well, LZ Slaughter's picking up for the running backs that have been here before. Tank Young, Sean Carroll. He had a big week last week, 11 carries for 137 yards and a touchdown. In this offense, everything goes through on the ground.
It's the game of the week brought to you by Hy-Vee here on Spectrum News. We're back with the opening kickoff after these messages on Spectrum News. Degrees and a beautiful night in Overland Park. We go to the coin toss, and Brian Most is the referee in charge. And the Huskies won and deferred their option to the second half. So it'll be St. Thomas Aquinas on offense first, and there is the head coach of Blue Valley Northwest in his 7th year, only 36 years old. Clint Ryder led this team to a state championship in 2021. Last year, 6-4, but has struggled against St. Thomas Aquinas since 2018. They're 0-4. And the legendary Randy Dreiling in his 10th year at Aquinas, 34th year overall. He has 8 state titles, 7 coming at Hutchinson, and he picked up 1 here at St. Thomas Aquinas in 2018. As we go to our sideline reporter, here's Bethany Bowman.
Thanks, guys. Both of these teams coming into the game 1-0 after week 1. Of course, St. Thomas Aquinas defeating Blue Valley West in a shootout, 49-42. Blue Valley Northwest and then gets the win over St. James, 30-21. For Randy Dreiling and the Saints, he was pretty disappointed with the tackling last week. He thinks there's a lot of potential here for this defense, and I think that's something that he'll want to see more of this week. For Blue Valley Northwest, they got the win with a backup center, and of course there's several young guys, new guys on the line anyway, and so can they pave the way for another win this week? We'll find out tonight on the Hy-Vee Game of the Week.
Thanks, Bethany. As Trace Rudd has it on the tee. Saints have 2 deep men awaiting this kick as we are underway with week 2 in Kansas. And returning will be Blake O'Brien, the baseball star headed to Kansas to play college baseball with a return just across the 35-yard line. Mark, this is a flex bone offense. Explain the flex bone and why it's so successful for the Saints and the likes of Gardner Edgerton.
Well, it's not flashy by any means, Kevin. It's a ground and pound, 3 yards in a cloud of dust style of offense. What makes it difficult is you're going to see some motions from the wings in the backfield with an option look, but everything runs through the fullback. And defensively, you've got to stay extremely disciplined within your run fits, and then who's got the quarterback, who's got the pitch guy. Yep. So it's difficult to defend.
Kalen Arndt is the new fullback. Gianni Rizzi is out with a hamstring injury. Quarterback pressured, and the pass caught in the flat. And this is another player that's been inserted in the lineup. Will Callahan, the junior, with the catch, and gets 9 on their first play of the game.
I don't know if we're at the right game, Kevin, as we just talked about. Everything runs through the fullback, but Aquinas coming out throwing the football to start this game.
They don't throw it very much. They like to run the football. Actually gave him 8. Second down and 2, and Arndt to the edge. Arndt turning on the speed. He's one of the fastest guys on the team as he is leveled on the sideline there by Trey Ridley. A hard hit, but not after a first down run, and a long run for St. Thomas Aquinas. There is a flag down behind the play, however.
A couple big blocks, but there is a penalty flag down here.
Illegal block. The foul. Second down.
I think it was that first block we saw. Anytime that defender hits, the ground on his stomach, we couldn't really see it in the replay there, but I think that was the initial call.
Arndt getting the start. Rizzi injured himself in practice, a hamstring injury. The fullback probably gets the most touches in this offense. Now they have these two wings on the side. We're going to see Will Callahan and also LZ Slaughter in those spots, and they run the ball as well.
Yeah, you're going to see a mix of motions in the backfield that we've seen already. You're going to see the fullback. You're going to see the option and then quick pitches to the outside. 3 to 4 different guys and running backs will touch the football for Aquinas.
Third down and long. This is what you want to do with the flex bone. Pass down the field, nobody open. And the receiver was double covered there. That was John Matney. And looks like there is a flag down in the secondary this time.
Well, he threw this in a triple coverage, but he had Will Callahan on a wheel route down the sideline wide open with nobody within 20 yards of him.
On the defense. First down.
So some early penalties. That'll frustrate the Blue Valley Northwest sideline. Colin Ahern is their defensive coordinator in his 4th year.
You're going to see right there, you see number 33 down the sideline right at the 40-yard line, wide open. But you saw the defensive holding there down the middle of the field. Peyton Skinner had that one back. He'd like to throw that out to Callahan on the wheel.
Aiden Skinner, the veteran quarterback, returning starter. Good athlete, makes smart decisions. This play not going anywhere as the defensive line. Christopher White, kind of the anchor man there, seemed to be the lowest, number 2, involved in the stop. He is probably the strongest guy in this roster. He's a 221-pound senior.
Well, he is, and up front, they lost Aiden Beheimer from a year ago to graduation, went to the Air Force Academy, big interior defensive lineman that was an integral part of leading the defensive line. Did you hear Bethany earlier talk about a lot of new starters for this Blue Valley Northwest defense?
Second down and 10. Running to the short side with Arndt. And he is pushed out of bounds. They'll give Holthouse, the linebacker, the push out at the chalk. And it's going to be 3rd down and 6 now facing St. Thomas Aquinas, winning against Blue Valley West 49-42, as Bethany mentioned, but game turned into a shootout. And Saints expect more out of their defense tonight. Here's a big 3rd down. Around the end, and turning on the speed is Will Callahan. Will Callahan will take it to the house. Touchdown, St. Thomas Aquinas. 48 yards for the junior, Will Callahan.
I talked about being disciplined in this running game, and we'll see it when the replay comes. But the forced defender from the secondary took a little bit of an outside angle. Nobody from the inside came in to get Callahan, and he was off to the races.
And the extra point try, up and good by Christopher Cluck. As we take another look, this is a 3rd down and 6, Mark.
3rd down and 6. You see the motion to Callahan right there. Trey Ridley It's a little bit of the outside shoulder. He needs to stay a little more square. That opens up the huge lane for Callahan and a touchdown.
All week long, the Husky coach is saying you have to play this offense very fundamentally sound. And if you get out of sorts, you get not lined up right, you take a bad angle, they'll make you pay. Baron Gavin will kick off as Callahan doing double duty on special teams and getting the start at the left wing spot. Scoring drive, 7 plays, 64 yards, some penalties involved, and Callahan broke the long run. Getting the start tonight because Gianni Rizzi is out with a hamstring injury, so they kind of shuffle the backfield around. So that's why Callahan is getting the touches. Gavin to kick off. Mozingo, also Trevor Garlington back there as well. And this is going to be Garlington on the return across the 25. Of course, he had the 98-yarder last week, which is a big play. And now we get our first look at Nate Livingston, a guy that started out as a quarterback his freshman and sophomore year, had elbow surgery. And last year, he played safety. But the bottom line, Mark, this guy's athletic, he's fast, and he can throw an accurate ball. And he is the starter for the Huskies tonight, Nate Livingston.
Well, he is, and you know, when you look at what Blue Valley Northwest wants to do on offense, they're a 50-50 type of team, right? They want to establish the running game. And they had a pretty good one here a year ago from a running back perspective, who obviously is no longer here. But they want to run the football, and that's going to set up their play-action game and let Livingston throw the football. He's got some weapons on the outside now. You talked about Garlington, but we haven't talked necessarily yet about their big tight end / wide receiver in Gavin Hoffman.
Yeah, Gavin Hoffman is headed to Iowa. He's playing tight end. That was Patrick White on a run. Nothing doing. No gain, 2nd down and 10. They got Garlington as a wide receiver, but they have some weapons. And now Livingston in trouble. Will tuck and run. He's very fast. Oh, man, he took a whack as he crossed the 30-yard line. Let's take another look at this. The quarterback scrambling and pays the price once he got past the linebackers.
It's Kean Payne, number 56, 3-year starter on this team, getting the initial pressure.
It was Blake O'Brien that delivered the blow, though. The strong safety came up and whacked him.
Livingston looking the other direction and didn't see him coming.
Well, he's able to get 6, 3rd down and 4. Huskies' first possession of the game. And they'll give it off to their running back, White, and Saints all over it. Like Wyatt Potter was there, and also Kean Payne. And it's going to be a 3 and out for the Huskies.
Well, good first defensive series for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Gavin Hoffman is in punt formation. Blake O'Brien is the deep man. This is a good punt by Hoffman. Taken at the 29 by O'Brien. Right up the gut on the return. And he's out near the 47-yard line.
It's a good job by Blake O'Brien catching that football, Kevin, and just getting straight up the field, go north and south.
That's a no hesitation 18-yard return.
Didn't dance back there, saw a lane and took it.
So good field position now for St. Thomas Aquinas, team that went 9-3, but lost in the 4A state semifinals to their rivals Bishop Miege, and of course Miege went on to win the state championship. Remember, Aquinas, St. James, and Miege are all Class 4, and this is Slaughter around the edge. Slaughter, little hesitation, and he's taken down. Looks like he's very close to another Saints first down.
Well, this is another wrinkle that I didn't expect to see just quite this early in the game, but you see the motion again, little counter play to Slaughter. There's a lot of room on the outside. Nice block, but Stephen Carroll there, the guard, number 76, to spring him.
Another nice tackle by Trey Ridley, who is an SCS prospect, and he's getting a lot of college looks. And this is Skinner picking his way on the first down run. And he's wrapped up by Ringsdorf, the defensive tackle. They say is their most improved player on the team because it's only his second year playing organized football. So he's really progressed in the game, loves the game. Gain of 5 by Skinner. Coach Dreiling says Skinner has probably had more chewings by me. And that's the case if you're a quarterback for Coach Dreiling. He tends to get after his quarterback the most. Is this running play. It's another first down for the Saints, but Coach Dreiling has brought back a guy that played the quarterback position, Tate Raboyne, back in 2018, won them a state championship. He's the new quarterbacks coach. They also have a new offensive coordinator in Kevon McGree, as this running play is bottled up as they try to run the edge with Arndt. Not much doing on this play. Good job by the Huskies there at sealing the edge, Mark.
It was a nice play by the corner Max Barnes right there coming up, Kevin. You're going to see him force this shed off the block right there on the outside. Again, you've got to stay disciplined, but your defensive backs on the outside have to come up and make some hits and plays like Barnes did right there.
Second down and 7. And now we'll get a timeout for St. Thomas Aquinas. First of 3 by the Saints. Of course, they had a big special announcement before the game. The Foot family field was announced here as we had members of the Foot family here tonight. As there you see the scoreboard and the dedication. They were involved in the original renovation of the field, going from a grass field to field turf, and now they were involved in putting a new field turf here. They had 4 children go through here. We've seen Scott and Greg here tonight. Mom Gail is here, and very nice gesture by the family. And they love St. Thomas Aquinas. They're involved in the cattle business and want to give back to their old school. And of course, Bob and Colleen have passed away, but I'm sure they're looking down and very proud of the family tonight on this very special night for the Foot family. Pitch to the short side, and Will Callahan is hit down hard on the play by Mateel, the outside linebacker. Also Ridley involved. Seemed like Ridley's been involved in almost every stop tonight.
He has, and the play before this, Max Barnes made a great tackle, right? On this one, from his corner position, really held the edge and allowed Mateel and Ridley to come in there and make that hit.
Third down and short. Saints driving. After the good punt return by O'Brien. And again, this is Arndt. And Arndt is a stocky back, Mark. He is 5'8", almost 200 pounds. He goes about 191, 192. But he showed his power on that run and got the first down.
Well, he did, and this is what the fullback in this style of offense needs to be. A guy that's low center of gravity, extremely strong lower body, and you see him as you talked about his stature. And you got to be able to deliver a blow and take a lot of beatings over the course of the game.
He's got thick quads as Trey Ridley, another stop. First and 10, 13-yard line. Arndt being grabbed from behind. Not much doing on that play. And making the stop was Liam Shetterly. And he is a senior defensive end for the Huskies in their 3-4 defense. So second down and 7 for the Saints. Already have a 48-yard touchdown run by Will Callahan. Skinner to the edge to Slaughter, and Slaughter just cruises into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Thomas Aquinas. As The Saints with their second rushing touchdown of the night.
Well, 2 drives so far for Aquinas and 2 touchdowns.
Well, this one will go from 10 yards out as far as the Slaughter touchdown run. Another PAT up and through by Cluck. And the home team off to a 2-touchdown lead.
What I want you to watch here is the blocking on the outside. You're going to see Callahan right here with the seal block from the linebacker coming up. A great block by the wide receiver on the outside as well. And it's easy. It's an easy walk-in for Slaughter. Here's block number 1. The other one's right out on the outside, and it's easy for him in St. Thomas Aquinas.
Slaughter had a 51-yard long run last week and had 1 touchdown. Went for 137, off to a fast start in this one. The junior listed as a running back, but he's a wing player in this flex bone, so he can catch the ball as a receiver or run it around the edge. As this will be Gavin, the sophomore, to kick it back. And Garlington from the goal line. And gets taken down at the 15. Great special teams work by the Saints. Coming down is Dylan Marshall. Marshall, one of their safety men. He's going to Northern Iowa. And one of their senior leaders. And now, Mark, if you're the Huskies, you're down 2 touchdowns. I almost think this becomes a very important drive if you want to stay part of this game here.
Yeah, there's a lot of game left here, but this is only the second time you've touched the ball. There's only 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. You got to try to get something going here, at least a little bit.
And Patrick White to the edge, and Luke Hancock, their leading tackler last year, involved in the stop, but we got a flag down.
This is after the play. It's either going to be a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct, I think.
Illegal helmet contact on the defense. 15 yards from into the run. First down.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good call by the letter of the rule. You want to protect the player. I don't think, obviously, it was a situation where it was intentional. But it is helmet-to-helmet contact there.
Moves it all the way out to the 32-yard line. New set of downs, 1st and 10. Trips to the near side or to the left of the quarterback, Livingston. Patrick White in the backfield. Livingston in trouble and sacked as a flag is down, as that's Kean Payne, who's headed to North Dakota State with a sack. And it looks like a holding penalty coming up on the Huskies.
This is where it becomes a little different, Kevin, from years past on these holding penalties, right? That happened 4, 5, 6 yards in the backfield.
Holding on the offense. That penalty's declined. Second down.
You're going to see it. You're going to see more in high school football now. These types of penalties get declined because before it was from the spot of the foul. Now it's from the line of scrimmage where the football was spotted. And so Aquinas electing here.
The right tackle Wells with the hold, but Peterson got beat bad there. The left guard by Payne, who's going to North Dakota State. Had 2 sacks in week 1 and already logged 1 in here. First quarter of week 2. 2nd down and 14 now for the Huskies. 2nd drive of the game. And Livingston going to take off. He's got great speed. And he'll get a nice gain across the 40-yard line. Livingston is one of the fastest guys on the team, and he's your quarterback. So when he takes off, be aware.
Well, right now, Kean Payne is raising absolute havoc from the defensive tackle position. This is something Livingston's going to have to do right now is make some plays with his legs, because there's good coverage in the secondary right now, and he doesn't have time to throw the ball.
2 TD passes last week as they beat St. James Academy in a home game at BV DAC, 31-20, but Coach Ryder called it a sloppy game. A lot of penalties. Pass incomplete off the hands of Colin Mateel, and incomplete. Now a decision time, 3rd down and 1 from your own 41-yard line, and it looks like the offense is staying out.
Key and Payne again in the backfield every single play. This ball just tipped off the receiver's hands.
So 4th down, looks like they're lining up to go for it.
Here's what you're going to see. Watch for a hard count here in this type of situation, and then maybe a quick kick.
Now their punter is their star tight end that's going to Iowa, Gavin Hoffman. Let's see if they can draw them off sides. Or will they actually run a play on 4th down and 1? They will go for it with Livingston and using that speed, and he has the first down. Nate Livingston has a burst when he takes off.
It's not just the speed, it's the quickness, right? And you just hit it on the head. It's a quick burst from him. A little bit of a bad snap, but this is a designed run all the way from him. Well designed by Blue Valley Northwest, and more importantly, it moves the chains and continues this drive for them.
LeDrew Merle making the stop there. That might have been a really big run, but it is a 4th down conversion near midfield. Late stages of the first quarter. Huskies on the road against St. Thomas Aquinas in an EKL matchup. Here's Patrick White, and can't get to the outside as Blake O'Brien. We talk about Ridley being everywhere tonight. Number 2 in the secondary for St. Thomas Aquinas. Seems to be involved in a lot of stops tonight.
Well, they're listed as safeties, both him and Dylan Marshall, but they've both rotated a little bit up near the line of scrimmage based on formations. When you're getting a force like that from your safety, that's a great play by Blake O'Brien.
It's a loss of 1, so he'll get credit for a tackle for a loss. Patrick White is the running back. Started out as a wide receiver, played linebacker, now is a running back. So young guys, just because you start out at one position doesn't mean you'll finish up. And a nice play on the ball that time by Cooper Wortman, the linebacker, who was drifting back in coverage, and he just slapped that ball down as the Husky was coming out of his route.
A little RPO look from Northwest, and Garlington was actually open, but that's a great play defensively by Wortman.
Now you're behind the sticks. 3rd down and 11 for Livingston and the Huskies. He'll take off, and there's the speed of Nate. Nice move. He stumbled. It was too good a move, but it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Nate Livingston showing off the wheels, records a long 3rd down run for a first down.
Well, I just got done saying he's going to have to make plays with his legs, and one of the things that Key and Payne may need to do is not beat the guard as bad as he has here in the first portion of this game. Northwest does not have an answer for him, but he almost needs to come a little more under control because Livingston's taking advantage of it with his legs.
Pass to the outside. Here's their star tight end, Gavin Hoffman. Looked like he had trouble securing the ball, and was kind of playing it off his thigh pad and able to reel it in and get a short gain. And they'll give him a couple of yards. 2nd down and 8. Hoffman played on the basketball team. They won the state basketball championship in 6A. And you mentioned the guy, Grant Stubblefield, All-State as a basketball player and as a football player, running back. He's playing basketball in Omaha, Nebraska at UNO. And now we're going to get an end of the quarter break as the first quarter in the book. Couple of rushing touchdowns for the Saints at home. Starting off with Will Callahan and a 48-yard touchdown run. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Hy-Vee, proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. We're at the Foot Family Field, newly named St. Thomas Aquinas High School, Overland Park. Started the second quarter, and the Huskies driving, and this pass is low, but it's caught by Garlington. And he's inside the 30-yard line for a first down catch. Trevor Garlington.
Well, Nate Livingston stepping up in the pocket, little jump pass, but bought himself time. That time a little bit of pressure off the edge from Aquinas. It was Owen Charlton forcing him to step up, but that's a nice play for Blue Valley Northwest.
Talked about how important this drive was for the Huskies. Down by 2 touchdowns. Still a lot of time in the game. Another pass over the middle, and they find their big tight end. And that is Gavin Hoffman, who lost his helmet after the play. Will have to leave the field, but he's down near the 10-yard line. Let's see where they officially spot this football.
Well, this is a nice job right here. You see him delay right in front of you. Little play action on the dive. A little delay route up right up the seam. Throw that over top of the linebackers. Moving the change for the Huskies.
And they spot it officially at the 10. It'll be first and goal from the 10-yard line for the Huskies, as Hoffman will lead for one play, headed to Iowa. Had a pretty good run with the tight end position at Iowa. Here's Patrick White, and he is not going to get to the outside. Flag down on the play, as he is leveled by Kalen Curtis, the sophomore defensive lineman. And also involved in there was Wyatt Potter, but once again, a flag behind the play.
It's in that area of a holding again.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Well, these are killers, Mark, when you're in the scoring zone like Blue Valley Northwest is. Look like the left tackle, their Division I prospect, Babalola. There he is, yep. 6'7", 280. And 11 Power 5 Division I offers. And now back to the 20. It'll be first and goal from the 20-yard line. Play action, Livingston throwing, and the receiver fell. He was looking for Hoffman again, and he stumbled when he went up to reach for that ball. Incomplete now. You're looking for big number 9 there. Hoffman goes, Mark. He's a big guy, 6'5", 225. But
well, he's
lost his footing there.
He's every bit of that, and lost his footing. A little incidental contact right there as well. Thought Livingston should have hit him just a little bit quicker on that instead of letting him drift into the coverage.
Yeah, Iowa is where he's going. He's going to play tight end. Of course, everybody knows all the Iowa tight ends in the NFL, and the Kittles and Hawkinson and Fant. So many good tight ends, and now Livingston going to tuck and run. Shifty guy at quarterback. Nate using a stiff arm and fighting his way down just inside the 5-yard line. And tell you what, his running on this drive has been the star aspect of this Husky drive.
Well, it has, and again, Kean Payne wreaking havoc inside. They're almost going to have to put Aquinas as a spy on Livingston because they're covering everybody up in the backfield, defensive backfield, really well. He doesn't really have anywhere to throw the football, but their biggest chunk plays right now have been with him scrambling.
They'll mark it officially at the 5. Third down and goal. Inside give, and it's blown up. Patrick White not going anywhere, as that is Wortman, the outside linebacker, shutting down the play in a one-on-one situation. And now fourth down, no gain. And let's see if they want to go for it. We saw them go for it on 4th down and 1, but this is 4th and 5, or do you just take the points, Mark?
I think you got to go for it here. You're down here, plus the style of offense Aquinas plays, make them go the entire length of the field. I think this is a good call right here.
Livingston out of the gun, and now we'll get a timeout, it looks like, for Northwest.
But I do like this here, Kevin. Talk about going for it right here. For Blue Valley Northwest, this is only your second drive of the game still, right? It started in the first quarter. The second time you've touched the football today, so you know there was a few conversions in there as well. Fourth down earlier that they got when they were in their own territory at the end of the first quarter there. This is going to be a game where touchdowns are going to matter.
Next week, back on the Missouri side, going to Platte City, Missouri for Platte County playing host to Grain Valley. A couple of powerhouse teams in that one. Next Friday the 15th, 7 o'clock. Saying a lot of Rocco. Hey, Rocco. Rocco Marriott, the Pirates quarterback. Already got interest from a lot of Division I teams. Grain Valley's got a lot of talent, too.
They started the year off really well.
Yeah, their running back, Williams. Yeah, there's some. They got studs galore in that game. All right, Mark, this is a pivotal play in this game. 4th down and goal from the 5. You're down by 2 touchdowns. You're not going to take the points. You've decided you want to go for it. And Livingston back to pass, throwing, and the pass is juggled, and then it is caught on the rebound by Trevor Garlington, just staying with the ball, and makes the 5-yard touchdown reception, and the Huskies right back in it.
Well, they got one-on-one coverage on the outside with Garlington, which is what they wanted. And he ran a little inside whip route and came back out. Livingston didn't get the football out as far as he needed to, but credit Garlington was staying with that.
And the kick is up and through. And that was Trace Rudd with the PAT, and a pivotal drive for the Huskies, capped by this 4th down passing play.
We're going to see the end result right here. Good defense right there, and that easily could have went the other direction for 6, but you see the tip ball. Good break on the ball, tip, but credit Garlington was staying with that and making the catch. So the 2 4th downs conversions, Kevin, on that drive. One early on in the drive, and then the touchdown.
Let's check in with Bethany.
Guys, if you recall, last year's Hy-Vee game of the week in week 1 was Blue Valley Northwest and St. James Academy. That's where we got our first real look at Gavin Hoffman, the big tight end heading to Iowa. As you guys mentioned, he's every bit of, the size, 225, 6'5". And I don't think he had any offers at that point. And of course, then he blew up. It's really cool to see these guys. Once one offer pours in, the next one, and then when the Power 5 comes in, they all start coming in. Trevor Garlington is one guy that Clint Ryder mentioned. Of course, he stepped up big time last week with 139 yards when a lot of coverage on Gavin. He said that Trevor could be the next guy to really blow up after this season.
Kick away into the end zone. The Huskies. Look like Jesse Raytu with the kick there. Senior. So the ball will be at the 20-yard line on the touchback, as Raytu is a senior kicker and showed a strong leg there on the touchback. Now the flex bone offense led by Aiden Skinner back out. The lead cut in half. And this is a run to the outside, and this is Arndt. He's only a sophomore, but I notice his legs are thick, but they say he's one of the faster guys on the team, so he's a fire hydrant that can run. It'll be 13 yards and a first down. Limited rushing in week 1, only went 1 for 10 in their win at Blue Valley West. As Rizzi got most of the action, 26 carries for 170 yards and 4 touchdowns, but injured in practice this week is Gianni, so next man up is Arndt, and he has delivered run the ball well. We've seen Callahan also run it good, and also Slaughter. So got a lot of talent in the backfield for St. Thomas Aquinas. 2nd down and 10. Saints quick pitch it. Here's Arndt. It's taken down by Holthouse, the inside linebacker, leading tackler last week for the Huskies. And now it's going to be 3rd down and long. And you hear the people that try to stop this offense, Mark, they always say, get them in behind the chain. Make them throw more than they want. But I know Coach Driley, 3rd and 6, they'll still run it if he...
They're comfortable in any situation.
Yeah. Quick pitch it out. And this is Arndt fighting, but he's not going to get the 1st down. He's going to be a little bit short. Credit the Huskies. Arndt was battling there, and making the stop there was Sawyer Williamson, the inside linebacker. He and Holthouse are their top guys on the inside in the linebacking core. And now 4th down and 2, and now it's like Coach Dreiling says, we're going to go for it here. It's analytics night on both sidelines. See both teams not hesitate to go for it on 4th down. Now we saw the hard cadence there.
Yeah.
Now will they call the timeout, or will they run a play? They're going to run a play, and cutting it up is Arndt, and he acquires the 1st down. Good blocking on the near edge there by St. Thomas Aquinas, and Arndt converts on 4th down and 2.
Well, a unique little twist on 3rd down, Kevin. Blue Valley Northwest brought the wide corner blitz and didn't even care about the wide receiver to stop them on 3rd down. But this is just, they're extremely comfortable in these situations, right? 4th and 2 right there. Lead block, get everybody, the old student body right, get everybody out in front and pick up the 1st down.
And when you're the fullback in this offense, you get a lot of touches, and that's why number 23 is getting his number called early and often. The wings, not so much. They'll get some of the scraps that are left over. The fullback in this offense, of course, last year they had Sean Carroll, who's now wrestling at Northern Illinois. Little brothers on the offensive line. Coach Darling's had a lot of great fullbacks. Now this is Slaughter using some good footwork, and wow, looks like he is near another 1st down. LZ Slaughter, yes, it is a 1st down Saints, and the junior right wing, some nifty moves in space.
Well, Northwest really had this play well. It's just a counter little option play here, and they've got this strung out, but Slaughter just does a nice job of working his way through and breaking some tackles and picking up the 1st down.
Showed good balance. As the Saints have a new set of downs. Play action by Skinner, and he misses a sack. Looked like he was flinching to get sacked. The guy went right by him, and eventually he will still get sacked on the play, but that was a weird deal. I think Skinner had kind of given up and said, I'm going to get sacked here, and the guy whiffed.
Well, I got to give Skinner a little bit of credit here on this, because as he's running for his life here, he doesn't try to make a play, and throw this ball just down the field. He was content with taking the sack.
I think Williamson may have thought he released it or something there, because he had the beat on him. It's 2nd down and 14, a cutback run by Arndt. And the Huskies there to stuff it. Not much doing. It's going to be 3rd down and long after the sack. And making the stop, Trey Ridley. Northern Iowa looking at him. South Dakota State. Tulsa had 3 interceptions last year as a first-team All-EKL player. Had 2 interceptions in week 1. Now 3rd down and 12. Skinner, the pitch to Slaughter with running room. LZ the 1st down as he's down near the 31-yard line. 15-yard run on 3rd down and 12 for the Saints. And that was blocked well. There was a lot of running room for number 26.
Well, there was, and Ridley came flying up. Or that was Holthouse, it came flying in for the quarterback there. Nobody on the pitch, man. And again, just enough yards to pick up the 1st down and continue this drive for Aquinas.
From the 31, 1st and 10. Skinner, play action, wants the deep man down the field. And Does he hold on? Yes, touchdown, Joe Loafman. The ex-receiver got open, but the pass for Skinner there hung in the air, and Joe was like waiting patiently for it to come down, and he makes the touchdown catch of 31 yards, and it's now 20-7 Saints. That one hang up in the wind, looked like a frisbee up there.
He just got too much air under it.
Yep.
And it allowed the coverage to recover, but a nice job in concentration by Loafman.
Joe is an excellent javelin athlete in the spring in track. And the PAT is up and good. Take another look here.
Yeah, he was wide open. This ball just hangs a little bit in the air and allows Ridley to get over there, but Loafman does a great job of concentration and hanging on to that. I can tell you firsthand, when this happens like this, that thing feels like it's taking forever to get to you, knowing the defensive back is closing on you. But Loafman does a great job of concentration to pull that in.
Especially when you got a guy like Trey Ridley, a hard-hitting free safety bearing down on you. And it's the first touchdown catch for Joe Loafman. And the first touchdown pass for Aiden Skinner, the quarterback, and it's a good response after that long scoring drive by Blue Valley Northwest. And it's 21-7 with 4:18 to go before Hy-Vee at the half.
Right off the line. Nobody was there. No one was there.
31 yards on the touchdown, but 11 plays, 80 yards, and again, 5 minutes of time of possession for the Saints.
And Gavin, the kick. Garlington on the return from near the 2-yard line. Trevor with that excellent speed gets to the edge, and he'll be pushed out in his bench area just across the 30-yard line. Mentioned last week, 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown as they beat St. James 31-20. Huskies, high expectations. Last year, 6-4, but they beat Miege. They lost by 1 point to Blue Valley West. They went on the road at Lee's Summit North and gave the Broncos and all their talent 40-34 was the final. Gave them all they could. So that 6-4 record a little deceiving. So they really think they can get to the 6A final. Of course, Saints feel like they can get to the 4A final. Miege feels the same way as the defending state champs. A lot of talent in this league. Pass to Hoffman on the outside. Big Gavin turning the corner, and a nice gain as he gets near the 39-yard line, a gain of about 8. I believe Hoffman's older brother actually went to St. Thomas Aquinas, though. Came here as a quarterback.
This is only the third time the Huskies have touched the football offensively tonight. This is a big drive, with just over 3 minutes to go here in the half. Remember, they deferred and kicked off, so they can actually try to double dip this and get back into this game.
Seen some long, time-consuming, double-digit play drives for both these teams tonight as a flag is down on the snap.
It's 5-yard penalty, still second.
Huskies penalized. This will be the last time I'm told that they will wear these jersey tops. These white numbers on white jerseys that Coach Ryder says, I know you love those jerseys, Kevin. Yeah, you can't see the numbers on them, but this will be the last time they wear them tonight. Lucky me. Here's a pass down the field, going deep for Garlington, and he can't run under it. Incomplete. Well, Trevor showing off that speed, but they couldn't connect, and now it'll be a 3rd down and 7 facing the Huskies as we approach halftime.
Well, Livingston should have thrown this ball to his big tight end, Gavin Hoffman, on the deep cross. He was wide open. Understand he was trying to take a shot down the field, but he had 2 receivers with coverage, and Hoffman was wide open for a 1st down.
By the way, new jerseys coming in for the Huskies from the folks at Nike, getting new pants and new tops. So shipped in for week 3, I'm told, as here's Livingston. Plenty of time, clean pocket, going deep down the field, has a man, off his hands, incomplete. Frustration there for Hoffman, who got his gloves on it. And looks like he feels like maybe he should have caught this one. You make the call here, Mark.
He was on a little bit of a different route, then broke it deep. Goes up, that's a catch. His foot did come down out of bounds anyway, but that's a catch, he feels he needs to have. He's got a size advantage here on the outside against Wyatt Lewis. Just unable to make the catch, and now the Huskies have to punt the football away.
And Hoffman has to scrape himself off the turf and get back there in punt formation after running that long route down the field. Fourth down, punt by Hoffman. High hanging punt. O'Brien comes up to field it, and it moved on him at the last second. He's able to make the catch, but boy, that was a dangerous situation there as it got high up on his right shoulder, it looked like. And he didn't muff this, but watch as he's coming up, and then all of a sudden it kind of moves at the last second. I always tell people, when you criticize punt returners and how they field punts, I say go out and field 5 of yours for yourself and see how tough it is. It's not an easy job. That ball really moves on the curvature off the foot, the elements of the wind. It's just not an easy gig. It's 1st and 10 from the 36 now for the Saints. Here's Slaughter to the edge. Slaughter, oh man, his upright running style ran into Ridley there, and that was a hard hit by the safety man for the Huskies.
It was, but another 9-yard gain on 1st down for the Saints.
It'll be 2nd down and short, as Mark mentioned, as the flex bone goes into what's considered their hurry up. Callahan going to be thrown for a loss on the play. A lot of penetration in the backfield that time. Looked like Holthouse was back there, and he kind of was the initial guy that kind of messed things up, the inside linebacker, and his teammates cleaned up the play. Now 3rd down, and they still need a long one, maybe 2 on this play, as they go at the fullback, and Arndt breaking free. Arndt caught from behind just inside the 20-yard line, but he converts the 3rd down and short as they'll spot it down near the 16-yard line.
Well, this is a backbreaker for the Huskies right here with Arndt picking this up, bounces off the tackle, taking this ball down to the 15-yard line. Now there's an opportunity for the Saints here to score before half.
40 yards on the burst by Arndt, and he gets it again, gets to the edge, into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Thomas Aquinas, 16 yards by Callan Arndt.
This one's coming back, though, from a hold from one of the interior linemen right about the 15-yard line.
Flag on the play, so hold the phone. A couple of great runs by the sophomore. This one going to get waved off as Coach Dreiling is not a happy camper.
It's a blindside blocked.
So player safety, a big issue on both sides of our state line here.
I thought this might have been a hold. You're going to see it down here. Right there. The receiver, Joe Loafman. Can't really see where he was lined up ahead of time from the defender.
Skinner back to pass, finding Talon Brown, the tight end, with his first catch of the game. So make up some of the penalty yardage. His family sitting right in front of our broadcast position. Love that catch by number 81. And now it's 2nd down and 13. Saints trying to get more points before halftime. Arndt dragged down from behind, as that was Shetterly, the defensive end. He just kind of grabbed him by the jersey and whipped him to the turf.
I like Shetterly. He's got, all the kids want all the drip and everything else. He's got the all black cleats, no tape on, no gloves on. out there.
He's going
that
old
defensive-
school, yeah.
Yeah, just going old school. And from his defensive end position, made a great play right there.
As we get a timeout just before halftime, 21-7, Saints in charge. This will be big to get some points just before halftime. Once again, the Saints have dominated Blue Valley Northwest. Even in that championship year, they won their state championship in 2021. They went 12-1. Their lone loss was to St. Thomas Aquinas. I mentioned that Coach Ryder, he goes, they didn't just beat us. They beat us bad that year. So now it'll be 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 14. Skinner stepping up, lofting a pass for Callahan. Can he make the catch? No, but there's a penalty flag in the end zone right near Callahan, the intended target.
Well, Callahan running a bit of a wheel route here to the outside. Well designed. Skinner again had that ball up in the air for a little bit. Maybe too long, a little too much air under it, but able to draw the pass interference penalty.
Apologize for Brian Most's microphone there, but it is a pass interference call on the Husky defense.
Nice job of Skinner by stepping up into the pocket.
This is not an automatic 1st down penalty, though. You're still looking at a 3rd down and 5 now for the Saints. Run it short side with Arndt on the cutback. And Arndt looks to have enough as he's got it down near the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal now for the Saints. Arndt, that 40-yard run, the big play of this drive. And now they scrimmage 1st and goal. Slaughter, the juggle, and maintains his balance after he corrals the football. And he is down near the 2-yard line. And this pitch looked a little bit high for Slaughter, but able to bring it in and gain 3 on the play.
Really
2nd down and goal.
Really slow developing play, and then Slaughter really didn't have much burst once he got the football there. A little casual with it based on the time right here. But watch, I mean, he has to handle this high pitch first, but right here, I guess he stumbles a little bit too. His knee does go down right there. He was looking to the official about a potential touchdown, but his knee and elbow were down.
Timeout, Blue Valley Northwest. So we're under a minute to go before Hy-Vee at the half. Numbers and highlights brought to you by your employee-owned Hy-Vee stores. Kevin White, Mark Bogrichter, and Bethany Bowman, our entire Spectrum News crew here on a beautiful night here in Overland Park, Kansas. Special night for the Foote family as they rename the field, as they put in the new field turf here. After the timeout, 2nd down and goal. Saints have 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown as they scrimmage at the 2. Here's Arndt off the right side, powers in for the touchdown. Well, it was Arndt, that 40-yard run that got him down there. Penalty nearly derailed the drive, but they were able to make up for that and get the 2-yard rushing touchdown for Callan Arndt, the sophomore, who was playing fullback tonight with the injury to Rizzi.
Well, Arndt's done the majority of the work on the ground tonight for Aquinas. Kevin had yet to hit pay dirt for a touchdown, but does it there on what will be the final drive of the half for the Saints here.
They need a kicking ball, and now here comes the football from the sidelines out to the long snapper. Christopher Cluck, senior kicker, does the placements. Gavin does the kicking off for long field goals, and this one is up and through. He's perfect tonight, 4 for 4, 28-7. As Art goes from left wing to fullback, and big night for the stocky sophomore.
I mentioned he's done most of the work on and damage on the ground, but this is well blocked up front. You look at the push from the right tackle, Stephen Carroll. Brown, the tight end, just moving guys off the football, and it makes it easy for Arndt to get into the end zone.
We've seen Callahan score, Slaughter a rushing touchdown, now Arndt, and then Loafman has a touchdown catch. So 4 different guys scoring tonight for the Saints. This kick away. This will be fielded by one of the up men near the 20-yard line. And returning, it'll be Beckett Linden, a sophomore, backup quarterback. It's a nice return. So good field position, not much time on the clock, though.
Not a whole lot of time on the clock. This is also a situation you want to be careful right here. You don't take any unnecessary risks with a long throw to the outside. Potential pick six situation. And if you're Blue Valley Northwest, you know you're getting the football back to start the second half here. So
after the return by the sophomore Linden, the ball will be spotted at the 33. 1st and 10 for Livingston in the offense. Quick pass to the outside to Garlington, and he can't shake away, as all over him was Wortman, who's done a good job tonight at an outside linebacker position, and that will wind out the clock on the second quarter. And we've reached halftime here at the Foote Family Field in Overland Park at St. Thomas Aquinas High School, on their campus of their school, and their Saints in week 2. It's a good 6A team, leading at halftime 28-7 over Blue Valley and Northwest, as they've got 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown on the night. And they have been impressive here at home as they try to run their record to 2-0. As we check in now with Bethany.
Coach, an impressive half of football for the Saints. You said this week that your defense needed to get a lot better. Are you pleased with them?
Well, other than let the quarterback scramble, all their yards are on that. Other than that, they played really well.
What are you going to tell your guys in the locker room?
Well, I'll find something to chew them out for.
Thanks, Coach.
He's not lying about that either.
no, he's been really active in the first half. If you haven't seen him yet, with all the success that they've had on the ground.
He's been active for 34 years. Coming up, Hy-Vee at the half. Saints on top at the break, 28-7 over Blue Valley Northwest. Hy-Vee proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. Week 2 in Kansas, EKL action, and the Saints at home. Impressive in the first half, lead at 28-7, as the Huskies will be getting the ball to start the third quarter, but they're not out on the field yet. Some of their specialists are out, but Coach Ryder is still talking to his guys in the locker room, and the game clock is under a minute here, so taking it right down to the wire before they come out for the start of the third quarter. That is the sideline for Blue Valley Northwest, the visiting sideline. And while we wait for the Huskies to come out of the locker room, let's get you some Hy-Vee first half numbers, Mark. Look at all that rushing.
I think you look at the rushing yards. Obviously, we knew St. Thomas Aquinas was going to do it on the ground, but 10 first downs, the time of possession, right? They're going to eat the clock up as you look at it. Third down conversions have been the big story for me in this game. Obviously, Blue Valley Northwest had 2 fourth down conversions. Haven't been able to get really anything going in the passing game. Northwest is going to get the football back here to start the second half. But if they want to get back into this game, Kevin, there's got to be a couple turnovers. That ball has got to be punched out when Aquinas has it, and it's got to be on the turf, and Northwest has to recover it if they want to get back in this game.
Well, we're about ready to get the third quarter beginning, as now hey guys, the game's going to start, so hurry up back onto the field. And you see some of the guys.
Those are their two returners right there coming in late.
Sense of urgency just popped into the head of Trevor Garlington there, as he's the deep man on the kicks, and they're going to get the football. So the Huskies will receive the third quarter kick from Gavin. Continue on this beautiful Friday night here in Overland Park. Kevin White, Bethany Bowman, and Mark Borichter calling the action for you. And the kick away. And on the return. And it's a short return. And that was Trey Ridley. Seems to be the do-everything guy for this team. He's on special teams. I haven't seen the official stats, but would bet he is one of their top tacklers in the ball game. And now, again, in the first half, we talked about that drive, Mark, that they needed to get some points. They got to get some points here if they want to get back in this game.
So I talked about them having to get some turnovers on defense. They got to get some points here first and foremost on this drive.
So Nate Livingston, the quarterback, Patrick White at running back, Trevor Garlington, their leading receiver, along with Gavin Hoffman, their stud tight end / wide receiver, headed to Iowa, and this is White. Not much doing here, as he was shut down by Dylan Marshall, the free safety, kind of submarined his legs out.
I like them trying to run the football here on first down, and I think Livingston, they're going to have to run some design quarterback runs because he's been the most effective for them in moving the ball in chunk plays.
See Garlington going in motion, high snap, but it goes to Garlington, who's going to throw it. This is a trick play, and the pass comes up short and incomplete at midfield. Well, razzle dazzle, but it doesn't work out. Mateo dove but couldn't make the catch, as the high snap was intentional, Mark, to Garlington.
I don't know if this high snap actually was intentional, because I think this was supposed to be a turn and hand this off and look like a reverse, and then we're going to throw it down the field, because the timing was just thrown off completely on it.
Now it leaves him 3rd down and 8 after the trick play incompletion. And Livingston firing near side. Hoffman the catch. As he turns up the field, he can't hang on. It's incomplete.
Well, Wyatt Lewis does a great job at the cornerback position here, as Hoffman ran a nice little comeback route. Livingston delivers the ball, and Wyatt Lewis gets his hands in there and just knocks that ball loose.
And that would have been a first down. He had enough yardage there, did Hoffman, but the play of Lewis able to knock the ball free. Lewis is a cornerback, returning starter, and a senior. Makes a senior-like play, and it's 4th down and 8, and Hoffman will go back in punt formation. O'Brien is your return man for the Saints, has done a good job. He's Mr. No Fair Catch. He will come up and catch that ball. Now, let's see if he wants to play this on the hop. He grabs it, and he ain't going anywhere this time. Special teams all over him near the 22-yard line. "45 yards in the punt. Nothing doing for the O'Brien return, and now the Saints have it back. And this is where you hate playing against these guys. They play keep away, they have the lead, and they grind the clock on you.
Yeah, and they're going to feel extremely comfortable in this situation right here, up 28-7. You're going to see a steady dose of Arndt. And again, this is, if you're Blue Valley Northwest, you got to try to get the football here on a turnover.
Skinner, the quarterback, keeping it, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. good penetration there. Yes. And making the stop was Micah Hankey, junior defensive lineman. So it'll be 2nd down and 11. Motion by Callahan, and they give it to the fullback Arndt, and makes it to the linebacking core and then goes backwards. Arndt has a rushing touchdown in the game. And listen to this hit here as number 23 got to the linebackers. Boom.
That's delivering a blow from both sides. When you play fullback in this offense, you got to be able to put your shoulder down and deliver a blow yourself running the ball.
Skinner keeps it. The quarterback caught his own number for a 1st down run as he's out to the 38. A quick 12-yard gain by Aiden Skinner, a senior quarterback and returning starter.
Again, comfortable in these situations. When you give the ball to Arndt, it opens up the option, and Skinner does a nice job. Gets just tripped up a little bit, so he can't really make a cut against Ridley once he got to that 2nd level, but it picks up a 1st down for the Saints.
Had 2 rushing touchdowns in their Week 1 win. And now here's Slaughter. And Slaughter is going to be thrown for a loss. Yes, he got to the edge, and the Husky defense, Hankey and Micah Williams, who's a young sophomore. Doing the damage there. Hankey's come in and made some nice defensive plays.
It's one of the best jobs that Northwest has done on that play tonight in terms of swarming to the football.
You must be fundamental, but you must tackle well, but you must be strong on the edges. And now pitch to Callahan on a cutback. And a nice play, fundamental play by Trey Ridley. Flags are down.
This is going to be a late hit on the tight end, 81 Brown. It was well after the whistle. About 10, 15 yards down the field, threw the defender to the ground.
Well, we've seen some chippiness between these two EKL rivals in the first half. It's a dead ball, 15-yard penalty on the home team.
Down.
Moves it all the way back to the 24-yard line. And now you're way behind the sticks on 3rd down. 3rd down and a country mile as they set up a screen, and that's Arndt. And makes the first guy miss, but he's gang tackled down shy of the 1st down. And get 11 on the play.
This was a well-designed play, other than the fact that Arndt got in front of his offensive lineman on the screen. If he would have been behind them, he would have been able to pick up some more yardage, but a good job by Aquinas, at least getting a chunk back here to have to punt this away.
Made up some of the yardage. Wyatt Oliver, his first punt of the game coming up for the Saints. That's an end-over-end short punt by Oliver. Not much distance on this one as it's down at the 44-yard line.
I know you got some help with the penalty there if you're the Husky defense, but that's a good job of getting the football back in a hurry for your offense to go back to work here.
Only about a 20-yard punt. And now good field position granted to the Blue Valley Northwest Huskies. Need to get a drive going, get back in this ball game.
Look at the bucket!
3 and out to start the 3rd quarter. And they need to get some points. Play action, Livingston under pressure and breaks away from Payne and then wrestled down finally on the play as making the stop was Owen Charlton. As Payne was in hot pursuit, spotted at the 49, gain of 5 for Livingston.
Kean Payne has raised absolute havoc all game long in the backfield, just unable to get Livingston down there.
He is the 3 technique and kid that's committed to North Dakota State. And yeah, he's been in the backfield a lot. Swing pass. And nothing doing. The Saints all over this pass play as Patrick White is coming up. There was Wyatt Potter and also Wortman, who's had a nice game as an outside backer. Potter's an inside linebacker. And White caught it and went nowhere after that. So 3rd down and 6 now facing the Huskies. Play action, quick pass is batted away. And I don't know who that was. It might have been Goodnow, or maybe it was Marks. Marks is 6'6", got some long arms. Let's see who got this bat here.
Yeah,
that was Marks. Yeah.
Got that big paw up there.
He's a guy that came to school here to play basketball, and now all of a sudden he's a D1 prospect in football. 6'6", 265. And now on 4th down and 6, looks like they're going for it. At midfield, you're down 28-7. Here's Livingston. Hit as he throws, and the pass sailing wide and out of bounds, incomplete. Ball over on downs as there's a flag down in the backfield.
This is going to be a holding call. We're going to decline this, and Aquinas is going to take the ball over here at the 48 of Northwest.
Livingston had to scrape himself off the turf.
On the offense. That penalty's declined. 1st down.
A lot of pressure on the Husky quarterback. That D-line has been impressive tonight.
You watch over here. They just can't handle the 2 big guys up inside, and Payne and Marks.
A lot of people can't handle these 2 guys. I mean, they're big-time players. Marks hasn't committed yet, but he's a Division I prospect. Saints take over on downs, and now Skinner comes out throwing, looking for his man down the field. Loafman incomplete. Joe had a touchdown catch of 31 yards in the 1st half.
Skinner just not able to step into this throw. He throws it off his back foot, which is why it's not out in front of him. But Loafman unable to make the catch. Good coverage on the outside there as well.
Let's check in with Bethany.
As we mentioned pregame, guys, a lot of new guys on this O-line for Blue Valley Northwest. Clint Ryder is really challenging them to step up. I mean, they can't get anything going on that offense with, this defensive pressure that Aquinas is giving. Obviously, Keon Payne, just a monster. I don't think Nick Livingston has any time back there to really even look down the field with all the pressure that's coming from the Saints.
And a penetrating and tackle for a loss by Christopher White on the D line there. He's in defensive end, along with Shetterly, who's had good games tonight for the Husky 3-4 defense. 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 11. Midfield is where the Saints are scrimmaging, and here's Arndt on a cutback run. Good blocking off the right side, but still a couple yards shy of the 1st down. It'll be 4th down, and no doubt the Saints will be going for it here. Let's see what they're spotting this. Probably going to need a couple of yards, but this is a nice run by Arndt.
It is a nice run by Arndt. I love his low center of gravity. Kind of gets lost in there behind the offensive lineman as well.
And it'll be a 4th down and 2 for the Saints. And they are stopped. Nice play by your guy, Liam Shetterly there. The old school guy, no gloves, no pads on his arms. He just grabbed Arndt and threw him down. And That's a 4th down stop for the Husky defense.
He did. He just does a nice job right here. Penetration, good wrap up. Little wrestling move, throw the leg over two to get him down. It's a big stop right there for Northwest.
So the defensive ends in White and Shetterly. Shetterly has had a good ball game. Number 40 there for the Huskies. And the Huskies on offense taking over 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Their big left tackle as you look at them on the field, Mark. Gee, Andrew Babalola really standing out as this pass on a slant is caught by Husky wide receiver. I think that is Garlington. The shifty receiver for a gain about 8 yards.
We mentioned over 100 yards receiving a week ago. He's kind of their go-to guy. I know Gavin Hoffman is, a Division I talent at tight end. They want to get him the football as well, but Garlington's really their big play guy.
Livingston and passing down the field. This one through the hands of the receiver. That was Gavin Hoffman. As he was coming back on the ball, and he's 6'6", so that pass was tall. And now you got to convert 3rd down and 2 from midfield. Down 28-7 in the 3rd quarter. And now the high snap, and the quarterback just has to eat it back there as he's able to knock that one down, but knew with the pressure just had to dive on it, as the center is Rayvon Darks, and Rayvon sent this one high. He got the fingertip on it.
Yeah, just nothing that he can do in that situation. And now if you're Northwest, you got to start going for it here again on 4th down.
And 4th down and 8, and now
at least get a free 5.
Yep. Saints into the neutral zone on the hard cadence. So 4th and 8 turns into 4th and 3.
Dead ball. Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
It's one of those situations, Kevin, it's easy up here going, you got to know they're going to try to hard count at least once, right, in those situations. But Aquinas being super aggressive, but Northwest able to pick up another 5 here and make this 4th and much more manageable for you.
So move it up to the 47 with the penalty yardage. Livingston makes a belt-high snap this time. Now throwing down the field, has a man open for a 1st down inside the 30, down near the 25-yard line. So it's going to go for 28 yards and a 1st down. That was Patrick White, the running back out of the backfield.
It's a really nice job by him making himself available. He's just kind of hanging out over here on the left-hand side on a swing route. Recognizes that Livingston needs some help and releases down the field. And that's a huge 1st down conversion for the Huskies.
From the 25, 1st and 10, play action, swing it out. Pass is caught, cutting up the field, and making a nice catch and run is Wolverton, the junior wide receiver, Luke Wolverton.
I think this is what Northwest needs to do. They haven't been able to protect him, right, in some deep drop back situations. Get some stuff into the flats, get the ball out of his hand in your quick game, and extend the defense a little bit.
And Wolverton able to get the 1st down on the catch, and again another poor snap that Livingston making lemonade out there. And
I'll tell you what disrupts your quick game, though, is when you're struggling getting the snaps. I know there was a running play, but your quick game and like the play action on the previous play can't work if you're not getting the snap clean.
But he had some quick hands, got it off, and they got a couple of yards, so wasn't a minus play. 2nd down and 8. And now the pass. Oh, too tall again. Looking for Hoffman, nearly intercepted though, as it sailed over Hoffman's head, and there were some blue jerseys back there lurking for the Saints.
Wyatt Lewis about had himself a pick. I just don't think he picked up the football quick enough. As he recognized this as he was on the wide receiver,
Yep. Yeah.
Just too far over the hand of Gavin Hoffman, and Lewis just not able to make the interception.
3rd down and 8 from the 11. Points a must now for the Huskies. We're getting into the late stages of the 3rd quarter. Play action, quick pass over the middle, incomplete on the slant. Marshall had the coverage there, and he says incomplete as they couldn't get it to Wolferton, a junior, also a baseball player there for Northwest. No field goal team coming out. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
No, you need touchdowns all the way here. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. You can't take 3 here. You've got to get 7.
Now this could be it.
They can still pick up a 1st down.
As far as
inside
the Huskies,
the 1.
yeah, they've got to convert. Motion across the set. Livingston floating to the back of the end zone. Too long, incomplete, as he was targeting Hoffman in the back of the end zone. And it sails incomplete. Ball over on downs to St. Thomas Aquinas as they'll take over on their own 11-yard line.
Well, they had him. Gavin Hoffman was open on the deep crosser. But Livingston, again, had a little bit of pressure in his face. Couldn't hang on to that football just an extra tick of a second. He might have been able to get that into Hoffman. Had to release it a little bit early and just overthrew him.
Skinner and the offense back out on the field. Cheerleaders enjoying a beautiful night here in Kansas City. Temperatures in the 70s right now.
Mark on the carry up the middle.
Early September ball game, week 2 of Kansas high school football. And,
15, 2nd and 6.
after some hot games early on, we've had some nice weather the last couple weeks for these high school football players in the metro area. 4-yard run sets up 2nd down and 6. Saints looking to run clock and run the football to the edge. And that's Art on a cutback, tripped up on the play by Max Barnes.
Stopped by number 5, Max Barnes.
Right over grade 48.
This is exactly what Aquinas wants to do right here. I was kind of surprised their previous drive they tried to throw the deep ball on 1st down and not use a little more clock. But they're in a situation right now they're comfortable.
Yes, this is their game as they give it off to Art, and
it's going to be close.
Yeah, I don't know. Good job again by that defensive line. Also Jack Leary there, number 44, the defensive end. Saw some time last year. They're short, Mark. 4th and less than a yard.
Yep.
I don't see the punter, number 84, coming out in Wyatt Oliver, so Coach Dreiling going to go for it. 4th down and less than a yard. And they'll go straight forward. And they've got the yardage.
Yep.
Just going with the fullback run to Arndt. Nothing fancy.
That'll move the chains.
Right between the guards and the center.
1st down, Saints.
So the Saints get the 1st down, and clock goes under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter as they lead at 28-7. So a new set of downs. Again, they pitch it out. This is Slaughter, the tall running back. He runs upright too. He's 6'3", $195, but he has an upright running
It's
style
almost
as
a little
well.
too upright for me. I mean, I think I love watching him run, and we know what he did in week 1, but he's got to get those shoulders a little bit forward.
Into the 3rd quarter with the Saints in charge at home. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Fourth quarter ready to start here on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Spectrum News. Kevin White, Bethany Bowman, Mark Borichter in Overland Park at the new named Foot Family Field. Special night for the Foot family as they've been involved in the renovation of this stadium, and now the field turf is new here. And the running play that's going to be blown up and thrown for a loss. Trey Ridley, and also your guy Shetterly back there as well. I just call him Mr. Old School with the
it is. I love
no gloves, no padding on his arms. He kind of tackles like in the 1960s and 70s out there, just whipping people down.
He's had a nice game. Made a great play right there. Corral and Callahan that time.
Yeah.
3rd and 13.
Ridley came in late. Liam got the full tackle there as this pass to the outside. And Loafman the catch. And he's across the 30-yard line. And it's going to be enough for a first down. Joe Loafman, the Javelin star, turned wide receiver. And he's out to the 32 for a first down catch.
It was a great timing route. This ball came out on time before he came out of the break, and then Loafman using his strength to get a couple extra yards to move the chains.
Told his personal best in the Javelin 199. Bethany said threw it 194, I think, at State. Nonetheless, he's got a good strong arm as this running play by Arndt. It's a nice gain. Flags are down.
This came near the sideline of Blue Valley Northwest. I don't know if there was anybody even over there. If this might be an unsportsmanlike conduct on the bench. Again, I'm speculating here.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul on the offense. 15 yards from the end of the run, 2nd down.
So they gave it to the Saints instead.
The flag was tossed almost straight up and just straight down. It didn't come flying in near the pile. So, but it backs the Saints up.
Yeah, it is. 2nd down and double figures. They're saying about 17, 18 yards. Oh my! Nasty hit by Trey Ridley. Sends Arndt backwards and out of bounds. He went 2 directions there after this hit.
He actually went 3.
Oh, really?
He actually stayed on his feet, I think, and got an extra yard, Kevin. We couldn't really see it. But watch this hit and listen to this first and foremost. Watch this.
Ooh.
He actually stays up.
Yeah, he does.
And gets an extra yard, but that was a
Wow.
huge hit by Ridley.
Yeah, he did show good balance. And now Trey may be cramping up a little bit. Now we got another player down.
So an offensive lineman, I think, for Aquinas was kind of holding his wrist.
So an injury timeout on the field. 10.5 to go in your 4th quarter. Possible wrist injury. Working the wrist and hand area. That is Stephen Carroll, the little brother of Sean Carroll, who's the star fullback last year, and this is one of their promising young offensive linemen. And he appears to be in a great deal of pain. He's a tough kid. But they're holding that very securely there.
Yeah, when he was down on the ground, as we were watching the replay and talking, it looked like, yeah, he was definitely holding his wrist area.
Now it's going to be 3rd down. And a long situation with the 15-yard penalty on the Saints. It's going to got him behind the sticks as they just want to run clock and go to 2-0. Next week, they'll host Blue Valley North. Coach Hudgens taking over the Mustangs. So 3rd down and 10 from the 32. Saints in no hurry. bleed clock here in the fourth quarter. They give it off to Arndt, and Arndt breaks one tackle. Still has a good run there as he'll get near the 38-yard line is where they're going to spot it. Get about 6 on the play. It'll still be 4th and 4, and the punting unit is coming out.
Again, good effort by Arndt here on the pitch and the option. Just outflanked the defense. Just keeps the low center of gravity and those legs churning, but this is a situation if you're Aquinas, you got to punt this football away here. Too far to go, 4th and 5 in your own territory. I'm going to try to flip the field and make Northwest go the length of the football field.
Oliver to punt it away. Gonna let this hit. It's going to get the nice field turf roll inside the 20-yard line. It's going to be a 43-yard punt. No return, and now the offense for Blue Valley Northwest coming out, trailing 28-7 here in the fourth quarter. Huskies lone score in the game was a touchdown pass to Trevor Garlington back in the second quarter of 5 yards from quarterback Nate Livingston. Just haven't really generated much offense. They haven't had the turnovers. They haven't generated many big plays. As here's Livingston, but that's a credit to the Saints defense as they go for the deep ball and nearly picked off as that was trying to run under was LeDrew Morrell there. As looked like an outfielder trying to time a over-the-shoulder catch there, and he just couldn't catch it as it clangs off his gloves.
Well, he's wearing number 5 and not 19.
Well, I mean,
I saw that last night on the opposite side of the ball, but he has an opportunity here to make this play.
Yep.
Just kind of short-armed it a little bit.
Yep, 2nd down and 10 from the 18-yard line. Motion across the set. And here's Livingston stepping into one, and this pass, might have been caught on a second bounce here. No, incomplete, they say. Aiden McGibney kind of volleyball set it in the air, and I thought he came down and got it on the second try.
It's a great effort. Also good play defensively, but watch this. That ball does hit the ground right there. Good play all the way around. Go up and catch the football at a science point, but a great play defensively to get the arm in there and knock it out.
And now flags down and encroachment coming up on the defense, it looks like. So a free 5 for Blue Valley Northwest. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Curtis may have moved, the track star, shot putter, one of the strongest guys in the weight room at St. Thomas Aquinas. This pass is caught, and they'll convert the 3rd down pass. That is McGibney. He is a sophomore, but he's 6'3", 175, and looks pretty good out there for a sophomore wideout. Looks like
Nice
he's
job.
got a bright future for this team.
It was. That was a great job by Livingston of stepping up there into the pocket, allowing Gibney to kind of come underneath. A little delay route from the outside.
And now Livingston going to tuck and run. And Nate showing his speed out near the 45 for a gain of 10, close to another 1st down.
They're going to give him the 1st down
Yep,
here.
they will give it to him. But when I saw McGibney running out there earlier, I was like, man, who is this guy? And I thought for sure he'd be a senior, but he's only a sophomore. And he's a good-looking player, and looks like he might be one of their future stars at wideout along with Garlington. Livingston, meet Mr. Payne. Kean Payne gets the Saints sack.
He's been in the backfield all day long. This time just keeps working, goes through 2 guys.
Young man Headed to North Dakota State and 4.5 sacks last year, and he's already near that total already this year as this pass is over the middle and caught. And that's Wolferton, as Marshall delivered the hard hit on him, but Luke Wolverton is the junior wideout. Marshall, the Northern Iowa commit, senior safety. But it is yardage to midfield, 13 yards, now 3rd down and 4.
You got every play at your disposal here. You're in 4-down territory the rest of the game if you're Northwest.
Every pass at your disposal as they're going to go down the field, and the pass nearly intercepted by O'Brien. And O'Brien lost his helmet, looks to be shaken up as he took a knock. As he went up for the ball, he and the Husky wide receiver really hit hard there, and both are shaken up. That's, looks like, is that Hoffman down there? Yeah, it's Hoffman and O'Brien, both really the hard collision. O'Brien lost the helmet and will have to leave the field. And he's coming off under his own power, but now Hoffman is having a problem, look like, with his knee. Maybe he's cramping up. Nope, he's okay. So that's good. That's a good sign, because this was a violent collision here at the end of this play.
It was. This is actually a good job by Gavin Hoffman becoming the defensive back from an offensive position in that situation right there.
Yeah, O'Brien went to the back area. Hoffman was maybe cramping up with his calf or his hamstring. And now 4th down and 4. Hoffman is going to go to the sideline. 6.5 to play in regulation. Huskies going for it from midfield. Huskies have Blue Valley next week in a Thursday night game, so it's going to be a short week for them as they'll play at BV-DAC. Motion across the set. Livingston in trouble. Scrambling, 1st down and more for Nate. What a great run by Nate Livingston before Potter finally wraps him up down near the 36-yard line. He looked like he was tackled like 8 times on this play.
I'll tell you what, he's extremely elusive. And their passing game hasn't been all that great tonight. I think they, to be honest with you, after Coach Clint Ryder watched this film, they're going to put a little bit more design quarterback runs in. I think they need to, because he's done all of their chunk plays for the most part tonight have been him scrambling.
Yeah, 5 misses, Mark.
And not just scrambling, but making guys miss, Kevin, like you just talked about.
Yeah, 5 misses. The 6th guy, Potter, got him. Incomplete pass on 1st down to Wolferton. Yeah, he has shown the great speed tonight. He's thrown a touchdown pass. But man, just the ability to make people miss in the open field has been impressive. Second down and 10. Play action for Livingston. This time he has more time, throwing down the field into traffic, incomplete. That was targeting Hoffman back on the field, but there was a lot of blue jerseys for the Saints in that area. Like LeDrew Morrell was one of the guys that nearly got an interception.
Well, they're at the point now where we're just kind of throwing the football up to your big guy and hope he makes a play, you know, because he's got pressure in his face. He can't step up right now. Has to throw off the back foot. Trying to use the size of your big tight end.
Now on 3rd down and 10. Well, Nate the Great can run it, but He again converts another 3rd down and long with his legs.
First and 10 Huskies from the 24.
So he's able to get 11, 1st and 10 from the 24. And the guy played safety last year. They had Connor White, who's now playing in Nebraska at Nebraska Wesleyan as a quarterback. Nebraska Wesleyan is in Lincoln.
I used to tear up Nebraska Wesleyan.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I figured you'd heard of Nebraska Wesleyan.
Yeah.
This pass to the sideline is caught.
They're Division III.
Yeah.
So we played them. We had some battles against them at Hastings College.
It's Gavin Hoffman will have it 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. Gavin again going to Hawkeye Nation.
Just a great release by Hoffman. Little cover 2 look. Wyatt Lewis didn't carry him down the field there. Expected a little bit of help. Nice job of hitting that in the hole.
From the 4-yard line, Livingston throwing, and the pass incomplete.
Pass incomplete, defended by number 8, Portland. Penalty on the play.
That was Garlington who he's looking at as he threw a bullet at him. Flag down on the play.
Holding on the offense. 10 yards from previous spot. Replay 1st down.
Sometimes this is a blessing and a curse for you offensively, Kevin, because you're down inside the 5-yard line, right? A lot of traffic. They ran a mesh route, a lot of traffic, a lot of crossing routes. Now you're backed up 10 yards. You got a little bit more room to work within your playbook in the passing game.
Back to the 13-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from there as Livingston throwing to the outside. Pass is caught, but nothing doing as far as yak there for Patrick White. As Wortman, Potter right there to stop the running back after the catch, so only a yard gain. The 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line. Quarterback is going to have to improvise and get a couple of yards to the 10-yard line, and that one wasn't on the snap. That was on the quarterback as he kind of put that one on the ground, but still able to get positive yardage.
That's one thing Northwest has really struggled with tonight is the snap. They've been high, they've been hard to handle. When that happens, it just disrupts your timing of everything. I know this ball was on the ground, but even if it's high, the quarterback's got to come down with it. Just disrupts the timing of your passing game all the way around.
So get a timeout for the Huskies. Clint Ryder, their coach, also their offensive coordinator. Coming up next week, we head to Missouri and way up there in Platte City as we go to Platte County, playing host to Grain Valley. That is a huge matchup in Missouri next week, the 15th of September. 7 o'clock on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Spectrum News. Grain Valley won that game last year 24-14. That is a conference game in the Suburban White. Both those teams Class 5, I believe, in Missouri. So that should be a very good matchup. A lot of talent in that game for both teams. After the timeout, 3rd down and goal for Livingston in the offense as they have it at the 10-yard line.
3rd and goal from the 10.
Points and onside kicks is all they're about the rest of the way. As Nate being chased, going to take off and pound it into the right side of the end zone. Yes, touchdown. Blue Valley Northwest. Nate Livingston continues to haunt the Saints defense with his rushing attack, and now a late flag is tossed.
Flags on the field.
And there is a Saint down as well. That would be Blake O'Brien. I've seen him shaken up, running into Gavin Hoffman.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nate Livingston was not going to be denied right there, right? There was a big-time collision with about 4 or 5 bodies down near the goal line.
Result of the play was a touchdown. After the touchdown, we have offsetting unsportsmanlike penalties. Unsportsmanlike on the defense, unsportsmanlike on the offense. Those penalties will decline. We'll try the extra point.
So offsetting on the unsportsmanlike, and it's going to be Trace Rudd for a PAT try. So Livingston has a touchdown pass and a rushing touchdown. Still a player down on the field. That's the holdup on the PAT try. That's Blake O'Brien. Now he's being helped to his feet. Fans giving a nice round of applause here at the Foot Family Field. St. Thomas Aquinas. He's played a good game. He is a hard-hitting, no-nonsense guy. He's one of their top players, going to Lawrence, played baseball in college for the University of Kansas. And now the PAT try coming from the left-footed kicker, Rudd. And Rudd delivers good. And now it's 28-14 with an onside kick coming up.
Now the fun begins, Kevin, right? Little special teams action.
Not if you're one of those front guys that has to get on it. The hands team guys, there's the drive mark. 15 plays, 82 yards. Livingston with the rushing touchdown, 5.5 off the clock.
Obviously not as quick as you would like to, you know, if you're the Huskies, but you've kept yourself in this game. There's 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go. You're down 14 here, but now you've given yourself an opportunity for an onside kick. Again, most of the damage on that drive was Livingston on the ground scrambling.
Yeah, I think that when they have the defensive meetings here for St. Thomas Aquinas, they said Tate Nagy was giving them problems with his scrambling, and now Livingston, they're going to be working on dealing with scrambling quarterbacks in the EKL. Nagy had like 60-something yards rushing. I don't know what Livingston's got, but he's got to be around that range or maybe a little higher. So the hands team is out. You see tight ends, wide receivers there at the 50-yard line. There's a safety man, Marshall, there as well.
Leading off for the Huskies, 29, Trace Rudd.
And Rudd, let's see what the lefty kicker has in store for them. Squibber, it's alive. And looks like the Saints may have got it. I'll give it to the fullback who's done most of the running of the football, is the good hands man. That's Callan Arndt. But there was,
Usually
this ball was active for a while.
Bounce and get that big hop about 10 yards, but it was actually about 15 and had an opportunity. But great job by Arndt right there to stay with that get it over the shoulder, covered up, and go down for the Saints.
Rushing Knight, $151 and a touchdown. In at fullback from his left wing spot for the injured Gianni Rizzi. Yeah, putting up the good numbers. Rizzi out with that hammy. I don't know what his status is for next week. But you got to like the running back depth here at St. Thomas Aquinas. Just the next man up mentality with these guys as far as he can come in and play the fullback and then
You know what it's like to play fullback? Kevin, right there, you look at his jersey in this offense, a lot of white on top of that jersey and those shoulder pads, right? You got to take a beating all game long, but also deliver a blow, and he's had a tremendous game here tonight.
Yeah. Well, go back to the Tank Young days. I mean, he got 25, 30 totes per game. They'll feed the fullback in this offense. And Arndt has delivered tonight. We also saw, Callahan with that big run got him started. He was subbing in Arndt's spot in the left wing spot, and he got that long 48-yard touchdown run that got him off to the fast start. So kids moving into different spots and delivering tonight for the Saints.
Well, it's nice for them. I know Rizzi's out because of an injury. You never like to see that, but it's nice for St. Thomas Aquinas to have that depth, to be able to move those guys from that fullback position to those wing positions and adjust that. They've got multiple weapons they can utilize.
New set of downs from the 44. And again, it's Arndt. And he's taken down near the 47, a gain of 3 yards.
Timeout by Blue Valley Northwest.
Down to one final timeout.
Second and 6 from 48.
Again, their next action will be a Thursday game against rival Blue Valley at BV DAC. That'll be on the 14th, and then Aquinas will host Blue Valley North on a Friday night game on the 15th. We're in Missouri, Platte County playing host to Grain Valley. That should be a big-time game there. Great stadium. Got seats in the grandstand from the old Royal Stadium. I don't know if they cleared out that stadium. The Platte County Athletic Department bought a bunch of the seats, so the fans have old Royal Stadium seats there, and they've done a lot of renovating. I'll be interested to see what the back of that school looks like. There's a lot of construction going on the last few years, and their football team off to a great start with their star quarterback, Rocco Marriott. And here's Arndt breaking free. And he tried to cut back and stumbled and will be taken down inside the 20-yard line. And Arndt saying, $151, I want 200 tonight.
Well, he's nearing it. Watch this cutback right here. Sees the opening. And I like where his thought process was. Didn't want to get tackled out of bounds. Keep the clock running a little bit too, right?
Yep.
But just stumbled back on that cut inside.
Well, yeah, 34 on that last run, so he's in the 180 range at least, and he's going to sleep well tonight.
He's going to need that ice bath in the morning.
Yep. Now they go into their victory formation. Skinner pulls out of center and takes a knee, and we're fans here at the Foot Family Field start their celebration. A lot of tailgating tonight. I felt like I was at Arrowhead Stadium here with all the tailgating going on. I mean, you think, okay, it's
Is that why you got here so early today? You were here early for the tailgating and everything else?
I'm always here early. No, nobody invited me to their tailgate. No, wham, wham. Yeah, I know. No, there was a lot of tailgating, Blue Valley Northwest people tailgating. It's a beautiful night. And a beautiful night for the Foot Family Field being dedicated for the Foot family that's here tonight, and their contributions to this school and their athletic facilities. It's a big deal. It's a night for them to remember. Passing of their sister and their father, Bob. So, well, you can chalk up a 2-0 start to St. Thomas Aquinas as they get the 2-touchdown win at home, 28-14 over Blue Valley Northwest. And again, the Saints have owned the Huskies since 2018. They're now 5-0 are the Saints versus the Huskies. Final score tonight here at Foot Family Field, 28-14. St. Thomas Aquinas, a winner at home. The loss puts Blue Valley Northwest at 1-1. Hy-Vee postgame is coming up next. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week on Spectrum News. Well, a big night for the Saints at home with the renaming of their field, the Foot Family Field, the flex bone as well, dominant. There was an injury to start the night. You thought they might be in trouble, but the next man up, big night for Arndt and the rest of the backfield, and the Saints roll to a 28-14 win, Mark.
Well, 28-14 win, as you mentioned, Kevin, but it really wasn't that close tonight. It was a dominating performance by the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints. Did everything on the ground, and you mentioned Art stepping in, having a tremendous game. We knew they were going to come out and run the football well. Then the first play of the game, they throw it, but they got it done on the ground with this flex bone, really. And then defensively, too, St. Thomas Aquinas with Kean Payne getting into the backfield all day long just did not allow Blue Valley Northwest's offense to get in any type of rhythm whatsoever, and that was really how this game ended up. Dominating performance by the Saints.
Special thanks to our school ADs, Ken Fox of St. Thomas Aquinas, Debbie Katzfi, our old friend at Blue Valley Northwest. Thanks to the coaches, Randy Dreiling, Clint Ryder from Northwest. Our producer's been Joe Novacek, Mark Borichter, Bethany Bowman, our entire Spectrum News crew. Kevin White saying so long from St. Thomas Aquinas and the Foot Family Field. Saints win at 28-14. Good night from Overland Park.